Now you got to find another road on how you're going to get your actual number one contender and build more of a story than you already have to go after the world title that's open for challenge. Because one, it's obvious Cody wins the Rumble, he's going after Roman. Okay? So if we don't get Cody to win the Rumble, then the winner of the Rumble, as of right now, the obvious looks like Seth's title. And then if we get Chamber and we get Cody in the Chamber, then, you know, the obvious at that moment would be Cody. Could they throw that curveball? They can. They can. But ultimately, I think your idea, Sean, it's not a bad idea at all. It's a cool idea. I don't mind it. I like it. My big thing is though is again like Cam said, you're going into that structure, you're facing other people. Why would you use your win like that to go after a mid-card title? But at the same time, again, not a bad idea because you can take the superstar that won the chamber, go win the mid-card title that they challenged for, and heighten that mid-card title.
So you know what I cooked up in my devious brain since you brought up a point where they didn't have to have Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania 40 if that's set on. What if Cody is the only Raw superstar in the chamber, right? Because it's the SmackDown chamber for the Universal WWE, whatever the fuck they're calling it, championship, right? Okay, stick with me here. Because I know it's far-fetched. I know it's never going to happen, but in my fantasy head, this will be fucking awesome. And I know y'all probably come for me. Nick Aldis is the GM, right?
Yeah.
Nick Aldis is dead set on having a SmackDown superstar win it. He cost Cody the match, giving Nick Aldis a match with Cody at WrestleMania, reigniting their feud from NWA.
You want to hear something really funny is before me and you met and me and you started doing this, my prediction last year for the Rumble was Nick Aldis being a surprise and screwing Cody out, and we got Nick Aldis and Cody at Mania. I thought they were going to save Cody and Roman for WrestleMania 40. That was my prediction. That's crazy. I never told you that story either.
That's sick. Okay.
Well, so that's crazy. Real quick though, if we were to get to the chamber, Cody doesn't win the Rumble, we get to the chamber. This is who I see being in the chamber. And I know this is an oddball kind of leveled out thing here, but this is who I would have in the chamber. Cody, Sammy, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, and then the wild card, Kevin Owens.
Well, Kevin Owens is a given anyways. He's going to be in the chamber no matter what. But if you're doing the 3v3 Raw and SmackDown, right?
Well, that would be the 3v3 Raw versus SmackDown, but the reason why is because these guys are so engulfed in a storyline together. But the thing is we had Sammy and Kevin break up. Have they really even focused on anything after their breakup? Like,
okay, so
haven't seen much of anything.
This is what I'm going to do. We're going to have in the chamber, we're going to have Solo, Jimmy, Jay. There's 6, right?
There's 6.
The chamber?
Yep.
Kevin, LA Knight, and Cody.
See, now I ultimately have LA Knight. I mean, LA Knight could be in the chamber, but me, as far as him winning it on my end, I don't. I know he said the other night he's not done with Roman yet. I think LA Knight is going to challenge at Royal Rumble. I think we're going to get LA Knight and Roman at Rumble. That's
I heard AJ's supposed to challenge Roman for the Rumble. I don't know though, but like that's.
And that could be.
Yeah,
I'm for it. I'm for AJ Styles challenging for a world title any day.
Hell yeah.
I'm definitely down for that.
My issue with what you said Sean about like so what do you say, Solo, Jimmy, Jay in the chamber?
Yeah.
My issue with that is obviously if the bloodline's still a thing, we're gonna get two of them teaming up, and I don't want that. I want it to be every man for himself.
Well, I mean,
So I wouldn't mind that unless I wouldn't mind that only if the bloodline is no more. Solo's on his own, Jimmy's on his own, Jay's already on his own. So,
well,
I
I mean,
don't want no team
have the
ups.
bloodline in, and then they're going to team up, and then through the match, there's always going to be blips in their communication where they start to crack, you know, and that's what starts Roman worrying that his bloodline is cracking again before his match at WrestleMania.
I still have a feeling we get back to Jay, going back to the bloodline. We get the bloodline at full force.
No, I swear they better add Lance and Hawaii and fucking Junior or Juicy Fanu into the new bloodline. Bring him back. Keep Jay on his own.
I feel like I don't know if I told you this theory of mine, Mike, but see, my theory is just the opposite. I don't think Jay's going back, but I think Jimmy right now. I think he's playing the snake in plain sight. Honestly, I do. I think Jimmy's just playing Roman, like he wants to be a part of the bloodline and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he really realistically is waiting for the right opportunity to strike against Roman, and then we get Roman and Jimmy at some point. That's what I think.
Because aren't we supposed to get Jay and Jimmy possibly for WrestleMania this year? Like,
oh
yeah, that was the rumored thing of them. As far as the LA Knight thing, though, is I'm still kind of dead set on him and Logan Paul for the U.S. title. For some reason,
for sure, absolutely,
I'm still set on it.
Yeah,
like I know the whole thing of like, oh, Logan Paul's not going to have a long reign; he's not going to hold it until Mania. But you got to think we are not too far away from Mania, and we don't see Logan Paul all the time. Like he's only there once in a while. So initially, he can come in and defend the U.S. title. But he can use the championship advantage because we all know he's going down to the performance center, the PC, and he's doing training and stuff like that. That's what's been discussed last week. He can use championship advantage and get himself disqualified to hold on to that title. Like he can just play some stupid stuff to keep that title until Mania. And we're not.
Is it true that he said that he retired from boxing to focus?
As far as I read, that he was retiring from boxing right now to focus on WWE, and that plays into the whole him going to the PC and training and putting his full focus on being in WWE, and especially with being a champion there right now. I mean, I think it's a good move. And with boxing, that's the thing is if he does boxing, say he does boxing, he's the U.S. champion in WWE right now. Say he goes to do a fight in boxing and something happens, he gets hurt. He can totally screw up plans for him moving forward as the U.S. champion. So it's a smart move. It's a super smart move. He's clear of all his fights right now. As far as I heard, he's not, nobody's challenging him and he's challenging nobody right now. So keep that clean slate until he gets to the point where he's ready to go back. But I like the fact that he's focusing solely on WWE right now because I've grown to really like Logan Paul. Even since his first match, I was like, well, this is freaking impressive. And he's done nothing but get better. And I think with him focusing on going to the PC and training and everything, he's just going to keep getting better. That's just going to keep happening. So, but funny thing about Logan Paul, I'm sure you guys heard the news. He went against WWE's wishes and did some things with the U.S. title that he was asked not to do.
No, I'm not going to say that live on air. Never mind.
Do you guys think he faces any consequence for it? Or do you think they let it go?
No. It's not like it was on camera or anything.
There's pictures. Not pictures of him in the act, but there's a picture of him wearing the belt in a shower, and there's pictures of him laying in bed with the belt next to him.
Yeah,
so,
but
there's no physical in-act pictures, basically.
He won't get in
I
trouble.
mean, they rehired Paige after she used the belt as a shield. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna let go of Logan Paul or give him any kind of.
What's it trying to say it, Cam? What's it trying to say?
I'll say it. I don't care. But
See now here's the thing: is the one thing they can do too is chalk it up as a reenactment picture. If y'all remember back in 96, 97 ish, around Shawn Michaels won the belt.
I mean, technically, Mandy Rose did the same thing too with her 2 women's championships. So don't matter.
Well, I mean, the thing is I don't see it being an issue, but at the same time, it's just the wonder of like, hopefully, if is WWE gonna kind of play the PC role and say like, oh, we're gonna fine him this amount of money and he's got to get a new United States title made because we're not.
There's no proof that he actually fucking did it. He just said he did. That's his heel character.
Yeah, I mean,
right. That's his shock and all persona. Like it gets clicks. So
yeah, no, it's we all know it's just pictures, but it's just the fact. Like, it would just be funny in a sense for WWE to be like, your punishment is to pay for us to get a new United States title made because we're not going to use the one that you have. So, yeah, sir, you need to get a new U.S. title made up for us. And then what if they came out with a new United States title design? Like, I know we just got this one not too long ago, but what if they came out with a new belt design?
That'd be sick.
Because I mean, you look at it, we got that one in the Intercontinental title around the same time. We got Roman's title not too long ago. We got Seth's title back in May.
I'm still waiting on new tag team titles. Can we get new fucking tag team titles, please? Like, come on.
I think we'll end up getting those in 2024, maybe even WrestleMania. Because it's the 40th WrestleMania, 40th anniversary of the event. And, I think that's one thing they should start doing is trying to highlight the tag team division a little bit. So,
and I think they are. Knowing Triple H, he's put back together DIY, and I think he's going to make DIY kind of like the face of the tag team division or the face of like a tag team resurgence, in general. So yeah, you're definitely going to get new tag team title belts. I think hopefully there's just going to be one set, and then you'll get to see that tag team on either Raw or SmackDown or NXT. They can just take those titles wherever. And but yeah, I would love to see those at WrestleMania. That I wouldn't mind that because they could easily have like a tag team showcase kind of match, like tag team showcase kind of ladder match. Reveal the new tag team title belts, and then whoever wins those titles will be the first to all those.
Don't put them on NXT though, because that's not going to work. Because
no, I'm not saying put them on NXT.
I'm not NXT, but don't have them go to NXT because NXT should keep their NXT titles. Because look what happened with the women's NXT titles, and they unified them, and they're still not featured on NXT. When was the last time the women's tag team champions been on NXT?
Yeah, don't get me started on the women's tag team division. It's a dumpster fire right now. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, if anything's happening with WWE right now, as far as weak things happening, it's sadly enough the women's tag team division. It really sucks. We got a comment here. The only thing they need to do with the U.S. title belt is put blue behind the stars. It would make it pop. I can agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. You look at that title, you put blue behind the stars, you can make it pop because you have the outline of the stars that are in white, so you can definitely make those stars pop with blue in the back. I could see that. So one more thing before we get into our AEW Full Gear predictions, because we do have a pay-per-view this Saturday.
Thank God it's on a Saturday. Thank God.
Yeah, it's on a Saturday, which means if they run until 4:00 in the morning, we're good. Sean, you're ultimately good because you're 3 hours behind the East Coast. So,
Yeah, we won't be tired as fuck from the watching wrestling, and then coming on right after and being like no energy from the pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, we get to review it the next day. So
thank God.
One more thing, gentlemen. Santos Escobar turned on Rey Mysterio. It happened.
I blame Carlito.
Carlito called him out.
That was kind of a heelish move from Carlito, to be honest. Like, you know,
What a snitch. He was like, he did it on purpose. He left him there. What a snitch.
Snitches get stitches. What can I say?
Oh, I mean,
I didn't think Carlito would be the type to snitch, but you know.
do you guys? My question, though, bringing this up though, is: do you guys feel like this is more important or as important now, opposed to if the U.S. title was involved? Like, do you feel the same energy? Like, for example,
No.
if the U.S. title was involved, obviously something is up for stakes. U.S. title, and they start rivaling. Okay, U.S. title's now out of the picture. Does it feel? Do you still have that level of excitement that they're going to feud, or is your level up, or is it level down?
Unless they're going to do like
ways there.
Unless they're going to do like mask versus hair or something, then no.
I can agree with that, and this is why I can agree with this. The mask versus hair thing, I can agree with that. Because if Ray would win, obviously Santos would cut his hair. But if Ray would lose, he loses his mask. He's already a Hall of Famer. It can be a retirement thing for him. Because they always say with luchadors, as soon as you lose your mask, that's it. You're retired. And if you're going to come back, you come in a new mask and you're under a different, like, alter ego.
Or not wear the mask at all.
Well, I mean, I know he did that in WCW, but I'm sure, you check out any interviews that happened with that. I know one interview happened on Logan Paul's podcast with Ray. He talked about that in very good depth. That Ray was not happy about it.
No.
He understood it after a couple years of being out from under the mask.
Yeah, but if you watch AAA, there's plenty of wrestlers that get unmasked and then just wrestle maskless afterwards. Like Dr. Wagner and many others.
Right, but I think he just prefers to wrestle in the mask. It's just who he is.
And you gotta think too, is before he did that in WCW, he was already like 10, 15 years in his career. He was in a long time. So even understanding the concept of the fact of doing that, still wasn't happy about it. It obviously shows that he's more comfortable and more happy being in the ring under the mask. So, but I'm honestly, I'll say this. I'm sorry, Cam. I know you're ready to say something real quick. I'm honestly Rey Mysterio and Santos. I think I need to see where this goes now that he turned on Ray and see how the storyline kind of builds out to see whether I'm going to be excited for it or not. And I'm sorry, Cam.
Even though the U.S. title's not involved, I'm just happy I got to see the turn from Santos because I've been waiting on it. So the only thing I need now is just to get the Gato back. It'll be
they're teasing Garza and Humberto come up, So
well, because the other members of the LWO, they're going to back Ray up. So we'll see what happens. We will. But gentlemen, we got a pay-per-view on Saturday. We got to do some predictions. You guys ready to get into this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So the first match we're going to kind of discuss here and make our predictions on. MJF is going to be defending the Ring of Honor tag team titles right now as it sits by himself against the Guns. Now, if you've been watching AEW Dynamite or anything on AEW, Samoa Joe has kind of been in the shadows of MJF. We heard Adam Cole saying, accept Samoa Joe's offer, get Samoa Joe to help you. So the question lies, guys. Do you think come Saturday, and Cam, I'm going to get to you first here. Do you think Samoa Joe becomes MJF's tag team partner on Saturday?
Well, with the this is a different match for MJF. This is not a normal ROH tag team title match for him going into it by himself. And I say that because I think that the deck is stacked against him this time because now you're facing the Guns, who are also part of Bullet Club Gold. So you can expect Jay White, you can expect Juice Robinson to get involved to some degree. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So he's going to be looking for somebody to have his back. He's going to be looking for some heavy artillery. So I would assume that Samoa Joe gets the call from MJF to be in his corner for this match. So yeah, I think Samoa Joe's going to be in this match for MJF. I think you're going to see a lot of teases of Samoa Joe possibly turning his back on MJF in this match, but not actually pulling the trigger, just kind of like playing some mind games with him. Because remember, Samoa Joe actually relinquished the Ring of Honor Television Championship because he is dead set on chasing the AEW World Title. So I think he's going to play a lot of mind games with MJF. So yeah, overall, I think this is going to be a decent match, decent pre-show match. And but I think MJF and Samoa Joe will keep the Ring of Honor tag team titles.
All right. And Sean, so we talked about this a little bit into extent on the Boom on Wednesday nights. Here, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, right after AEW Dynamite. Just got to throw the plug out there for you can. Okay. We talked about this on the show. Mentioning everybody involved with MJF, Samoa Joe, Wardlow, the Bullet Club Gold. There's a whole bunch of people involved in this storyline.
Right.
And we've obviously seen Samoa Joe again in the shadows of MJF, pretty much standing there saying, just accept the offer. Adam Cole telling him, accept the offer. MJF is in a very crucial position right now, and his back is up against the wall, as Cam said. So do you think Samoa Joe joins MJF? And do you think they keep the tag belts, or do you think the Guns become new ROH tag champions?
I think, honestly, who cares? Who fucking cares? It's the pre-show, it's the 0 hours, the ROH tag team titles. I think the Guns are going to take this because even if it is Samoa Joe, they're not going to put another Ring of Honor title on Samoa Joe after he just relinquished the television title. That'd be stupid. Make no fucking sense. Like, why would he relinquish his TV title just to get a tag team title with MJF? I think Samoa Joe's going to cost MJF the tag team titles here, and the Guns are going to take the Bang 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 is going to take it home.
That's honestly not a bad idea, because to your point, like you said, he just relinquished the ROH TV title, but I ultimately don't think Samoa Joe would physically hold the ROH tag belt. I think he's just there to help MJF, and Adam Cole and MJF are still tag team champions. It's just more so of Samoa Joe being his tag partner. Don't know if that's the actual thing. That's just what I'm assuming of what I'm catching from it and seeing it.
I mean, there's still two healthy members of the Acclaimed. I mean, you got Max Caster and you got Daddy Ass. You're gonna be one of those two. Then,
but to finish this off at the same time, your point is pretty much made. All Samoa Joe has to do is be in his corner, helping him. They don't have to win. He can even cost MJF these tag belts. But I'll say this. I still feel like even if Samoa Joe tries to cost MJF the tag belts and he walks away, I think MJF finds a way to keep the tag belts. And we get that shot of Samoa Joe like at the top of the ramp while he's walking away. And MJ or standing at the ramp watching the rest of the match and sees MJF fighting back, keeping the tag belts. And then we get that beauty shot of Samoa Joe being pissed. MJF's pissed, but standing there with both belts saying, I didn't need you at all. With that said, I'm going MJF. And if Samoa Joe is his tag partner, MJF and Samoa Joe. So we get into the next match. And our next match is a 6-man tag team match. Very highly anticipated match. Sting, Darby Allin, Adam Copeland taking on Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus. Now, we've all seen the huge story stirring up between these 6 men. Sting is on his farewell tour, and his last match is going to be, I believe it's in March, that we're going to see Revolution. We finally got Adam Copeland to say yes to tagging up with Sting and Darby Allin after not wanting to fight Christian. There's one thing I want to say about this, but first, Sean, we're going to go with you. Who do you think is winning this 6-man tag match?
It's obvious. It's Sting, Darby, and Adam Copeland. They're winning. Sting's not gonna lose matches on his retirement tour. Like, come on.
Okay. Cam, who you got in this one?
I'm not really super invested in this match, not really. Outside of really Adam Copeland. But I believe it's gonna be a decent match. I'm with Sean on this one. I don't feel like you have Sting lose one of his matches on his farewell tour. So it's probably gonna be Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland to win this match.
Okay. So I'll say this. I know Sting's on his farewell tour, but at the same time, as a collective team, for some reason, to keep this story going, I have a feeling that we're going to see either Nick Wayne pinning Darby or Christian pinning Darby. Copeland's not going to get pinned. Sting's not going to get pinned. I feel like Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus are going to win this match. And I'm not just doing that to go against you guys, but I just have this weird feeling. To continue this story, they're going to have Sting, Darby, and Adam Copeland lose. I hope I'm wrong. I do. But I got to go with this, with my little bit of gut feeling. Now, what I wanted to say was there's one man in this story that I'm happy is being highlighted, and that is Luchasaurus. He's getting a highlight. They're highlighting a guy that you wouldn't expect to be highlighted. And he's in that somewhat of main event status. I said it a week ago. I hate the fact that they took the TNT title off of him, especially the way they did it. They should have kept that title on him and continued and let him defend it. Just because Christian was holding it, they had to put the title on him? No. They could have easily kept playing it as Christian is with Luchasaurus. He's holding the belt for Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus can still be champion and defend it. I'm going Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, just for the sole fact of continuing this story. We'll move on to our next one, singles match. Another highly anticipated singles match. Now, Cam, we had a little bit of discussion about this one, so I'm going to let you go first on this one. It is the second match between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Now, we've seen the buildup of this storyline here. Swerve ultimately wants to go after the AEW World title. Hopefully it happens soon. Maybe early 2024, maybe mid 2024. And he's on that journey. It almost looks like he's on the journey of defeating past world champions. He beat Hangman Adam Page. He beat a former world champion this past week on Dynamite in Penta. And yes, Penta was a former TNA world champion. So, Cam, who do you got in this match?
Oh boy. So my man Swerve Strickland is chasing after the AEW World Championship right now, and he's going after one of the top dogs in Hangman Page. So I feel like obviously, I feel like they're going to do the trifecta for this storyline, as I said before, on the Boom. So, unfortunately, because I'm not the biggest fan of Hangman Page at all, but unfortunately, I feel like Hangman's going to win this match just so they can continue this match. Because I mean, if they have him lose, which again I'm not opposed to, I'm hoping Swerve wins. But they have him win, then that's it. Move him on to something else immediately. They don't need to like the Dynamite after Full Gear continue this because it's not going to make any sense because Hangman's going to be down 0-2. This is not going to make any sense. But I think they're going to drag it out a little bit longer. So I feel like Hangman's going to win this match, and they're going to have a trifecta, which I'm not opposed to because it's I think ultimately it's gonna play into Swerve's come up because I think in the third match Swerve's going to come out of this feud hopefully this feud on top, and then we can move him on to something else. I would say move him on to maybe like Moxley or something like that, somebody who's a former world champion or whatever. And he just continues to rack up the wins until he gets to what he wants. But I'm gonna go Hangman Page.
So Cam, we had a little bit of a disagreement earlier this week on your show, and in the past couple days, thinking about this pay-per-view and thinking about I wouldn't say argument, just discussion. I don't want to say argument because we didn't argue about this. We just discussed this. I was thinking about our discussion and thinking about this pay-per-view at the same time. And with who I'm picking with this match, and I'll let you guys know who I pick after Sean picks, but who I'm picking for this match, I'm going to tie it in and make sense. With that being said, Sean, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve, second match. Do you think they go to a third with Hangman winning, or do you think Swerve sweeps Hangman?
Definitely think Hangman's winning. There's no way. They're going to have Hangman win, have a grudge match at the next pay-per-view or whenever, and that's it. Whoever wins between that wins. Hangman and Swerve on the third match probably would have a stipulation, and I'm hoping it would be Swerve, to be honest, as much as I love Hangman. But I love Swerve too.
So you're going with Hangman in this match?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, we got a little party going on in the chat. We got some emojis being thrown out. Man, you guys are on fire right now. Thank you for joining us here on the Table Spot. We appreciate it. Joining us here on this late Sunday night. So I'm going with Swerve in this. I said it before. I want to see Swerve be dominant. Like, just run through people. Like, be that force that people don't expect, aren't expecting him to be. Now, as far as, and again, like I said, Cam, we had a discussion about this. Swerve, I have no disagreement with him going after Moxley. But one thing has to happen. And that is Moxley, and you're going to be like, Mike, I told you so, and that's okay. You can say it. By all means, say it. Moxley needs to win the international title. If I'm going to see Swerve and Mox, I want to see the international title up for grabs. Because Mox is a former world champion. He's facing former world champions right now. And I want to see him beat Mox for that international title. It could be his first championship on his road to the world title.
You talking about Swerve?
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it.
So why not, on his road to the world title, win the international title? Hell, why not have him win the world title being international champion? Make him even more dominant.
Have him be the first dual champion?
Exactly. Why not? Have him be that force that he's becoming. And Swerve can do it. He can be that force. That would be the only way I would agree of Mox winning the international championship. Only way. But we'll get into the international title. Orange Cassidy taking on Jon Moxley. We heard Orange Cassidy's promo saying that he feels like he didn't realistically win the international title because he did not beat. Go ahead.
This is a Texas death match too between Swerve and Hangman. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I'm reading it right here.
So it's a Texas death match.
So this is gonna be violent. This is gonna be bloody.
Hangman's definitely winning then.
I'm still going Swerve. I'm still picking Swerve. I'm sticking with my gut. I'm still going Swerve.
Hey, like I said, my heart and soul is with you, but my logic is going Hangman. You know,
So to continue into the international title, we heard Orange Cassidy's promo saying that he feels like he didn't win the international championship because he didn't beat Moxley. So he feels like he needs to beat Moxley to officially be the international champion. So with that being said, Full Gear, Orange Cassidy, Jon Moxley, international championship. Who you guys got? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because we definitely had another disagreement with this.
Did. Yeah, we did.
I just don't, man. Look, listen. I don't mind Cassidy being champ. Obviously, in this title's short history, he definitely eclipsed Pac's reign. People don't even remember Pac being champion.
No.
Pac was the first champion.
Yeah.
And people don't even remember that because Cassidy came in there and blew his reign out of the water. So he's easily the greatest champion in this short reign that we've had so far.
Yeah.
People they're not gonna remember Ray Phoenix either because you blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Mox, you blink and you miss it as well. Cassidy's easily going to be the greatest reign we've seen so far. But I agree with him. His promo on Dynamite, ever since him winning it back, it has not felt the same. It's been tarnished just from him dropping it and winning it back. It's not the same. So for him to get that title back to glory and for him to make it feel like it did, he's got to beat the big bad Jon Moxley. He has to. But I just don't trust TK. TK. These are his two favorite guys, Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley. And I don't trust that he's going to have Cassidy come out on top of this. I just don't. The only reason that Mox dropped the title in the first place is because he got hurt. Ray Phoenix was a blemish in the short reign of people to hold the title. He was never supposed to hold the championship.
That was like that holy shit. That holy shit moment, basically.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And like I said, it was an audible call because it just wasn't supposed to happen. It just happened by accident. So initially, I feel like they're doing this again because they're trying to, number one, put the title back on Mox, obviously. But number two, because I guess they kind of want to, I don't know, fix the lineage that, Mox was never supposed to drop the title in the first place. So it's like, okay, let's run this back again. I mean, you get no complaints from me. Yeah. The first Cassidy and Moxley match was freaking amazing. Like that match was a bloodbath.
And it fit the spot for it being the main event.
Absolutely.
It fit the spot.
Absolutely. It was perfect. Now, can lightning strike twice? Can they repeat that? I don't know.
I mean, you got MJF and Jay White going for the world title. I mean, that match right there, just on paper.
Exactly. So I'm not sure if they can repeat that necessarily, but again, like I said, with Jon Moxley in this match, and him being TK, one of TK's favorites, I had that gut feeling that Jon Moxley is going to win the championship back, and I think he's going to go on a lengthy reign. I don't think he's losing that title for a while. So all in all, I'm going with Jon Moxley.
Okay. And Jax, no. So for anybody who doesn't know this, me and Jax have a nice little bet going that if MJF wins, I can't, oh my God, for the life of me, I can't remember what he's got to get tattooed. This is the bad part about it. But if Jay White wins the world title, I got to get Bang Bang tattooed on me.
Oh my God, I hope so.
Real wins. Yeah. So I will up the ante on this one right now. Jax, since you're here joining us on the table spot, I'm going to up the ante on this one. If Jay White ends up winning, I got to get Bang Bang tattooed on me. Now, there's going to be a little bit of a limit. I'm sorry, but there's certain places I will not get tattooed. So, if Jay White wins, minus my face and my back of my head and the top of my head. So, from the neck down and not there, you could pick the spot that I get it tattooed. Okay? Now, but here's the thing is and Tommy, like you said, left ass cheek. I gotta double check to make sure I don't have any ideas for there because I already have a tattoo. So I gotta make sure I don't have any. That might be an alternate spot. I don't know. I gotta check my tattoo thing because I have 42 tattoos and I have plans for every spot on my body basically for tattoos. So that's I think ahead sometimes. I'm weird on it, but
If
whatever.
y'all wonder why I'm dancing, is while y'all discussing this, I was watching the Raiders game and we just won, baby.
Congratulations!
Yeah. You
guys are back above 500, 2 games out of first place for the West.
Second place, baby.
Now you gotta hope that now you gotta
I'm
hope.
telling you, we making that wild card. We're making that wild card.
You gotta hope that the Chargers lose now.
Oh.
I don't know. They got a pretty easy task tomorrow night in a small sense, but we'll see what happens. But we'll move forward here. Orange Cassidy and John Moxley, Sean. Who you getting?
I'm going Orange Cassidy. Simple as that. Orange Cassidy.
Why are you going Orange Cassidy? I'm just kind of curious on this. Why are you going Orange
He
Cassidy?
had that amazing reign. I mean, sure, Mox is a tough contender, but Cassidy, that's his title. It just looks weird on John Moxley. I'm sorry. It's Cassidy's title. It's his win.
So I'm gonna say this. I agree with Sean. The international title looks a little weird on Moxley. I think because of the fact that Moxley been the world champion 3 times, and we've seen that big gold belt on him. So the smaller title, the mid-card title, looks a little weird on him.
Right.
But I gotta say this at the same time. As much as earlier this week, I argued the fact of Orange Cassidy winning and keeping the international title. Cam, you made sense. And my thing is if Swerve is going to beat Hangman and he's going to face Moxley, he's got to get that international title. You made a lot of sense. And you kind of talked me to that direction of John Moxley. But I'm sorry, I'm going to stick with Orange Cassidy. I got to. I don't feel like Orange Cassidy needs to. Once he beats Moxley and he starts his second reign as international title, it's going to feel better again. It's going to feel right again. And Orange Cassidy will move forward. Swerve can still take on Moxley without the international title. Yeah, be a little weird with my logic and my belief and my feeling that it needs to be for the international title. But that doesn't hold Swerve from going after Orange Cassidy. Because I think Swerve and Orange Cassidy is a little bit of a bigger baby face than Mox would be. I'm still going Orange Cassidy with this though. Just for the pay-per-view record. But I'm hoping Moxley wins too. Just for the fact of Swerve. I know I'm making no sense with making sense right now, but let's put it this way. I'm going Orange Cassidy for this record because I'm not too far behind this man right here for our challenge. But realistically, I'd like to see Moxley win because of Swerve. Shh, don't tell nobody. Okay. Just going with Orange Cassidy on this one. But I hope Mox wins because of Swerve. But we're going to move forward anyways.
It's okay, Mike. I'm getting that belt at the end of the year anyways, so.
See, that's the thing. I didn't say it was a belt. What I had planned.
Belt,
It's gonna
trophy.
Be nice. It's going to be nice, though. It's going to be nice.
I mean, belt, trophy, goddamn cardboard box, whatever. I'm
Not a
taking
cardboard box. I'm not that fucking cheap. Okay, I may be cheap, but I ain't that cheap. Okay, I'm gonna spring for something nice with names on it. You know, and it's not. I'm gonna say this right now. It's not gonna be something that you have to send for the person that wins in 2024. It's going to be yours forever because 2024, a new one.
You know,
Winner.
like MJF, you could just get a diamond ring. You know, just.
I'm not telling you what it is. You gotta be surprised by it. It's gotta be a surprise. Not disclosing that. Anyways, we're gonna go into another championship match. The TBS championship. Triple threat match. Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, and then we got to find out the third person. Red Velvet or Sky Blue.
It's gonna be Sky Blue.
Number one question. What's that? Sean?
I said it's going to be Sky Blue.
I was about to ask that question. Who do you guys think the third person is going to be? And then who do you pick to win the triple threat match at Full Gear? So, Sean, you already said Sky Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, who do you think wins the triple threat match for the title?
See, the obvious answer is going to be Chris Statlander. But her reign is so fucking terrible. I'm sorry, her reign is god awful.
Says the guy that says that Tiffany Stratton had one of the best NXT championship runs. But continue.
She did.
She did. Continue.
How often did Tiffany make that division relevant?
She didn't. Who'd she beat? Who'd she beat?
Let's see.
Exactly.
Roxanne Perez, Lyra Valkyria.
Anyways, continue with AEW. This isn't about NXT.
Who has Chris Statlander beat other than Jade Cargill? Like,
she beat Jade on a fluke attack at the end of a match, and Jade.
Thank you.
Come on
Thank you. Chris Statlander has been a god awful champion. I'm sorry, she's boring. Like, so the obvious answer is going to be Julia. I mean, not Julia Stiles, but the obvious answer is going to go Chris Statlander, and I'm probably going to hate myself for picking this answer, but I'm picking Julia Stiles because she's been doing
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart. Sorry. See now, Julia Hart. I don't know where Styles came from. God damn. Think of some fucking actress or something. I don't know. Fuck. No, I'm picking Julia Hart because she's been fucking killing it lately. I love her gimmick. I love her entrance. I love everything she's doing with House of Black. She would be a more interesting champion than Chris Statlander ever was. So I know I'm going to be wrong, but I'm picking Julia Hart.
I honestly don't feel like you're wrong on this one because that was my pick, is Julia Hart. I agree with you. They got to get the belt off of Statlander. Her reign has been boring. She's doing absolutely nothing for the TBS championship. She's done nothing for the TBS championships. She's beaten Jade Cargill. And yeah. And Sky Blue or Red Velvet. I'll say this right now. It's awesome that Red's back. Because I did like her from the beginning. She's an awesome athlete, awesome wrestler.
If you remember, I met Red Velvet in New York.
And Sky Blue, she's working her way up there. I'll say this right now. I mean, Sky Blue spitting the blue paint in Julia's face. I mean, Sky Blue. I think Sky Blue beats Red, and Julia wins.
So what you're saying is Blue beats Red.
What?
No. Think about it. Blue beats Red. No.
Why I think about this, Cam? Who do you got? First off, winning the match between Red and Sky, and then who do you got in the triple threat? I got to think about this for a minute. What he's referring to. You need to remember, Sean. It's almost midnight here. It's not like we don't have the comfort of it being almost 9 o'clock at night.
It's a first level joke.
First of all, I disagree with both of you. I think Chris Statlander and her title reign has not been boring. I think the reason that her title reign has not been the greatest is solely because of politics, backstage politics. I think they have kept her off television on purpose because of that. So a good chunk of her title reign has been pretty much sabotaged, and I think it's all due to backstage politics. But what I have seen from Chris Statlander on Collision and on the last couple of pay-per-views has been some good stuff. So I definitely like Chris Statlander as champion right now. She dropped the alien gimmick. She's been more serious. So I like Chris Statlander right now. Currently, I do. I think she's hitting a ceiling, and I think she's pretty much done all she can do with that belt. So I definitely think that her time is coming to drop the championship. Now, as far as why I think is going to win between Red Velvet and Sky Blue, it's definitely going to be Sky Blue because Red Velvet right now isn't involved in any sort of storyline or anything like that. She just came back.